All right. We have a memo. This was was this released yesterday? Oh, this was released yesterday. Like super late yesterday. Still PSTE yesterday kind of thing. Let's refresh it just in case. Just in case. It doesn't seem to be just one paragraph of lol, omega lol. Maybe an actual addressing of concerns, maybe of some of the ride or die balance concerns, maybe some of the general update release and all the extra downtime and the compensation box not being really completely adequate at all for that. Let's see. Because we got Inkwell, we've got the new dev team, hopefully a new wind. It's again maybe a little bit late already, but let's see what they're talking about. Hello, first we'd like to apologize for the unexpected issues and gameplay disruptions that occurred when 255 went live. They probably just wanted it under control first, but it's always good to just say, like, not, hey, game's going down because of this, but dress it up a little bit more, flesh it out a little bit more. We understand the severity of the situation and we will learn and improve our processes. We remain committed to supporting a stable and high-quality play experience. I will say there was way too much downtime, and there was a lot of crashing at the beginning. But since then, there's still some bugs, but it's MapleStory. But there's no more random crashing, no more anything like that. But where like cash up isn't like scary. I don't know. I know the standards are like low because I played this game for a long time, so I guess you have to apologize. My standards being super low. But I'd rather have the game be down for 2 days and it worked perfectly, than have it be down for 8 or 10 hours and have it break constantly. I've been here and I've stuck through this game when it was actually unplayable. That's probably not a good thing. I'll say that up front. But yeah, and that's also not like that shouldn't be the standard. But that is going to be like the floor for comparison, at least, that I have. And it's definitely been way worse. So I know that's not like an excuse. But this is, all things considering, all of the errors of MapleStory considering, we are nowhere near how bad it could be, and this is generally like an upwards trajectory. So I see, even though for some people it's like new and you make it be coming from a game that's perfect, which I don't know which one is, but they must be out there. This is definitely still like an upwards trajectory, and this is moving towards progress, is how I could see it, from at least from that reference frame, Extended maintenance, yes, There are several issues pertaining to new content system updates. Some issues were as follows. Extended maintenance on Dev 22. Parts of the game that worked as intended during internal testing suddenly became unplayable when running on live servers. Not good. The maintenance was extended beyond what was initially estimated to investigate, fix, and retest these issues. I think it was it extended by like 12 hours in total? Because I think when I ended up waking up the next morning super late, because I have no sleeping rhythm, or no normal circadian rhythm either. I think people said the game had only come up like 3 hours before that or something, and I think it was like 2 p.m. my time, so I think they extended by a whole lot, right? Crashes and additional maintenance. There were several crashes. Yep, several crashes with, well, something with like ice lightning skill, right? With the absolute zero. Several crashes when generating certain rewards upon defeating an enemy. Due to the frequency of the crashes, and maintenance was required to implement a quick fix. Several crashes when the Guardian Angel Stein would finish a boss pattern and then vanish. I mean, there were like holes in the floor and everything. Yeah. I wonder if the changes to this boss were linked to the fact that the slime boss also existed in Ride or Die in the special challenge. I wonder if that was connected. Client crash when Shade used Soul Splitter while fighting Ursus. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, Ursus, again, just not trying to like excuse it, but like Ursus difficulty will exist now that KMS doesn't have that content anymore, right? So there's not going to be any like development work being done anymore for anything that comes out now to be connected to making sure it also works properly on Ursus. So that's all going to have to be done specifically for us in GMS, because we're the only, are we the only region that still has Ursus? Maple Sea copies KMS pretty closely. I'd have to double check on that. Patch was 21 hours, and they said it was going to be 10, right? So 11 hours, yeah. So pretty much, yeah, almost that. Aside from question, there was also a big issue where the long quest was being finished quickly due to Black Mage remnants erroneously remaining on the drop table. Separately, many rare... Okay, so, but even after they fixed that, I did a carry for my Black Mage run, and I believe some people were saying that they still got like 5 of them to drop. But they still... I think they, instead of fixing the drop rate, I think they made it so that you still have to clear the boss next month. You just, like the drop itself is not going to be enough. You also have to have a clear within a month, I believe. They said something like that. But I guess we'll wait and find out when the month rolls over in a few days. Separately, many rare boss rewards that should not have been affected by drop rate increase were affected. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about the armor boxes, or like the arcane boxes, right, dropping at an increasing rate. Very much so noticeable. The people are getting way more. I saw Dizzy on his first hard lucid, or guess the second attempt on his first hard lucid run, getting carried and getting a weapon box. That's, you know, crazy for your first run to get that on like a new character on a new account. That's that amount of value. I mean, it's, what is that, like 15 bill, 10, 11 bill worth of value just like right there instantly on something that you technically like don't have access to yet, right? It's just, that's kind of wild progress. Any effect these issues would have on game balance and fairness to our players? Well, it's not really fairness to players per se, because people don't really care. I mean, some people will care if someone else has like a higher chance than them because they already did the clear, right? So there's some fairness to it, but it's mostly has to do with you don't want players to progress through your game at like 10x the speed, because then they get bored way earlier and then they quit playing your game and don't spend money on your game, right? Because it's all digital, they could just give us infinite damage and just have us blow up all the content every week. And some players would play way more, but more players would play less, so it would be a net negative, right? You gain a lot of value, or you give a lot of value to things by how long it takes you to get there and how hard it is to get them. That's what you, as a player, ascribe value to a thing with, right? And just getting it feels good for a little bit, but then you quickly need something else to work towards, or something else that's even better to get, otherwise you'd lose interest pretty quickly. So it's more like a mental thing than really about being, you know, balance not for us, but balance for them, right? It was clear they need to take urgent action. This already irked a lot of people, because it's like, oh, you know, but this is like a general, I feel it's like a little bit of like an immature gamer kind of retort, but it's like, oh, if something is broken on our side, it doesn't get fixed immediately, because obviously it's going to be pretty hard to fix. If something is broken in our benefit, then it gets fixed instantly. Yeah, it's just going to be, there's going to be some bias to it. There's probably going to be some truth to it. There's probably going to be a little bit of exaggeration, right? But it's always like feels a little bit of like a one-dimensional side thing. If it was an issue the other way and they could fix it instantly, I guess maybe that's naivete on my side, but I would expect them to be able to fix that instantly too. Maybe this is just something that they could fix more easily, right? Aside from the issue noted above, there was also an additional maintenance done to address... Oh, they didn't mention the Ice Lightning skill at all. I think the Ice Lightning skill was able to DC everyone else in the map. Things like that. That needs a maintenance instantly, because you just can't have people's game randomly closing because of someone else using the game normally, or somewhat normally, right? Because then you immediately get like a few people who on purpose go to MVPs and start crashing everyone and everything. That's, yeah, you have like, gonna have like 2 bad apples just ruin the game experience for hundreds of people. That's not a lot, yeah. You can't have that running around. Unintended functionality of the Frenzy Totem. Oh yeah, true, there was something going on with that one as well. I think the new Frenzy Totem wasn't as good as the old Totem. Like, it didn't have the same numbers. Rewards are being generated when 0 characters defeated a boss. Oh, that's unfortunate. To be fair, there is 2 of them, so they should only get half the reward, right, guys? Another issues with the new Ride or Die content. Okay. Content issues. Removal of certain Page of Memories minigames. During internal testing, we discovered that the Spirit's Memories and the Spirit's Emotions minigames... was that why you had to... No, it's not like the Stellar... The Constellations. That was a previous event, but I felt like it was something somewhat similar to that. They were causing extreme lag in most global MapleStory service regions. The lag was severe enough that normal gameplay was being adversely affected. I will say, I don't know what this is, but minigames and events are highly prone to this. I don't know if you guys remember the little train minigame that we had where you just had to tap left or right on the little train to make him just pass through a house, and then you would pick up the item on the house, so you just had to get the items that the game told you to get. You would just press the arrows and they would just not do anything. They would respawn like 4 seconds later. You would hold an arrow down and the cart would be facing the direction we wanted to go, but it would just pass by and it would just go in a loop. It was just unplayable. And I mean, if they say like, hey, you know, we tried to do this in a test server, we just couldn't get it to work. If they put that as an update in the patch notes, like right before the game goes up, that has like a completely different connotation than waiting for everyone to complain about it and then to notice it and to, you know, have something to say about it, you know, whether that's justified or not, and then kind of like come out and defend it later. It just looks so bad because if it looks like you were trying to see if you could just sneak it in and nobody would notice it, right? That's always how it's going to look. So I think they should really start just hardcore preempting that. Not because of, you know, risk of blowback, but just because that's what the right thing to do. It's just because this decision was made as the game was coming up, right? This decision was not made like yesterday when they wrote this. So just as you make that decision, just write it and just communicate it. I feel like it's that simple, but... Lexivir was enough that normal gameplay was being adversely affected. In these minigames, a new sync method called lockstep was used. However, this method was not well suited to some environments with the network ping conditions of regions where global MapleStory is serviced. Considering the limit... that might have to do with client versus server desynchronization, right? There is already some issues with stuff like that, you know, like sarin test and things like that. Considering the limited time the live service team had to address the issue, the decision was eventually made to remove the affected mini games for the sake of stability. Oh yeah, it's 2 of them. To compensate, the XP vouchers that would have been granted to these minigames were instead added to the ride or die inspector boxes. This is like something that you could just perfectly, again, communicate ahead of time, just to get ahead of it. Because now even if you have this, and this is a pretty like reasonable explanation, and this makes sense, this decision making, but now it's just like too little too late, where it's like, well, okay, fine, but you know, that bad feeling was evoked in people and is still there. Now you have to deal with that, right? Instead of just like preventing it before it can even fester or even start, and then you can just, yeah, I don't know. And it's probably a little bit hindsight 2020, but it seems so easy to just cut that off. Or head that off, I think is a saying. However, we overlooked the fact that a ride or die reward is given a week after the patch and that players weren't made aware of that fact. Did you? Yeah. I mean, you did. Yeah, you certainly overlooked that. We apologize for the confusion this has caused and will strive to be more clear in the future. Okay, but you have to understand how many times has Nexon said this? They say this like once every, 3 months for the last decade? At a certain point, you can't just keep apologizing for doing the same thing wrong over and over, right? You gotta... I mean, I guess, yeah, apologizing is one thing, but like, you have to actually follow through, make sure it doesn't happen again. Otherwise, it just it feels so empty. Please bear the XP voucher will also be obtainable from the Burning Express event, and... Oh, so okay, confirming that. And the Dark Maple Mist Mini in-game... Oh, Dark Maple Mist will also have them. Nice. All this to say that I don't necessarily condone people yelling like, oh, KMS had EXP vouchers and we didn't get any, that's bad. It's like, don't be like that, okay? It's a different event for a different region, different rules and regulations. You can be mad at their communication, and we have to deal with people's feelings, but those feelings are also not necessarily valid, okay? You have any idea when the next VAC is releasing? I don't know. Probably like around a month after the next free VAC comes out. That'll be my guess. Spooky MapleStory music. Changes to power crystals. Oh, they're going to address that? Okay. Changes made to the number of intense power crystals that can be sold each week. Not true. Changes made to the number of weekly intense power crystals that can be sold each week. Not to the number that could be sold each week. They don't even know their own game. Lawyered! However, the proper price adjustments were not made because a dip in some players... Causing a dip in some players... yes. We're actively considering additional changes that will be applied during maintenance on December 5th. Okay. We apologize for delay in confirming these changes. Alright, so there is going to be additional adjustment. But are they going to say how much those are? They are not. So it's very possible that those changes come through and they're still not going to be... not enough. Okay. The guild guide on the main website still says flag race is 3 laps. It's only one, guys. Only 1 lap, okay? Rest assured. Okay. We're actively considering December 5th. Maintenance on December 5th. Okay, I guess we'll mark our calendars. It's Thursday, right? Yeah. Next Thursday. Okay. And then, is next Thursday? Or Friday? When is... or is Saturday? Somewhere here is next KMS thing, right? I think it's on the 7th? I thought Kobe's title said 9 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, because time change, it might be 9. Time difference. Other issues, we're aware that there are other issues not listed here. We do our best to fix as many as we can in our upcoming maintenance on December 5th, 2024. So keep reporting them, keep posting them, keep making tickets for them, keep making Reddit threads for them, whatever you need to do. Because they will know of some things, but they will not know of everything. So, you know, get it out there. It is kind of like a living document, right? We've all got to do a part to try to keep the game operational. Doesn't mean reporting all bugs, or, you know, as many as you can. Apologize for any inconvenience you may have experienced. We've prepared the following compensation package for you. Okay, well, the game is fucked. We actually got decent compensation, maybe? Let's see. Claim period, Wednesday. Oh, limited claim period. Oh, we have 2 weeks to pick this up. No, wait. Starting at... oh, yeah. Talk to the administrator at 1:25. Oh, so I can already pick that up. Admin. Server maintenance compensation. Actual items that we can use and that are 25. Okay, well, that's still... the other one's a 420, so we got 120 on arcanes. That's pretty much what you miss from a daily, and then 29 secrets, which is what you would miss, almost what you would miss if you had access to 2 areas of Cernium, Grandis, Greater Grandis. Talk to the Maple Administrator NPC in the event hall map. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I guess we can look at the list, or we can see here. So there's 15-minute triple EXP coupons. Okay. 10K Medals of Honor. So not like the 1K ones in the current Ride or Die shop, but actual 10K ones. The 25 to 100, that's probably fair. Most people are probably only getting, you know, symbols from like 2 or 3 areas. Probably. But yeah, anyone who's doing more than 3 areas is kind of getting blown over here. 3 trade boost potions. That's pretty big. 5 extreme growth potions just to help with some low level. A growth selection. That's pretty nice. But this is not from an event after the update, so you probably can't use these on your burning, which you shouldn't, okay? Burning is still young. Burning is still early. You'll finish your burning. Don't use growth potions on burning. Unless you have absolutely no other options. Karma, Black Rebirth, Flame 5. Okay. 2 experience note stones, 3 VIP booster packs. Honestly, for like an extra day of maintenance, the box that they gave us plus this is decent compensation. You don't want to look at how much value would a player have actually lost. Well, kind of, right? Kind of. And how much should we give back for that? But you always want to give a bit more than that just to shut people up. It's never worth just giving them something that's inadequate, because then it'll just feel like an insult. And again, it's fucking digital stuff. It doesn't cost them anything. If anything, especially if you give coupons, it makes people play even more, because they need to play to use the coupons to get the value from them. And with a lot of these things, like, it just promotes more playing rather than promotes less playing, right? So they lose nothing from giving this. They only gain, and the players gain, I don't know why they don't just do this like automatically, or at least say like, hey, you know, the first paragraph or two of this. These are the decisions that were being made. This is all the things that we're doing during the maintenance. I know that things are still evolving, but people are really primed to get really quick and like instant feedback and communication on these, and other game companies do that, and and Nexon needs to, or Nexon America specifically needs to also like follow up on that and also get in there. This is already, I don't know, this is probably already faster than most memos though. So again, for me, I've had like a lot of reference frame, way too much because I'm super old and have been in way too long, dinosaur vibes. But this is definitely already a step in the right direction. This is a pretty reasonable trajectory upwards. They're definitely not there yet, but I do appreciate the going more in depth, actually detailing some of the information, not just it didn't work, so we scrapped it. You know, it's way more detailed. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but you know, I have been for the last probably 2 decades at this point, so some people might be getting over that. That's understandable too. We know many of you were excited for this update, and we apologize once again for failing to meet your expectations. We will redouble our efforts to prepare and review our work so we can provide better service in the future. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you, the MapleStory team. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely some things to still work on. The whole, we will communicate better in the future. Like, we've heard that a dozen times over, and then it's after the first few dozen times. Monitoring system that they said they were going to implement 2.5 years ago. Where's the API for people to make content with and make apps with and everything? Still haven't seen any of that. I will say I love the new planner. The daily planner, party planner, whatever it's called exactly. What is it called? Maple Planner, yeah. Original name. But okay. Again, as long as the game stays stable, I think we'll get over that pretty quickly or forget about it pretty quickly. But you just can't just be like the band-aid you throw on things every single time, you know? Someone's gotta like step up and preempt these things a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I as an old man and a casual at heart am content with this. People who are like much more diehard and sweaty gamers probably think this is way too little, too late. And there's definitely some truth in all of these, I would say. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And what are you guys going to use this on? What are you going to use your Karma Black Rebirth Flames on? That's the real question. I don't think you want to use it on... I don't think you can even use it on item burning, right? You can't do anything with that. You don't want to. If you only have item burning, that's your highest level stuff, and you can't get to arcanes before this ends up. Use it on permanent CRA, and maybe on pink holy cups, okay? But you have 5 flames, so you can finish 5 items with that. Guaranteed. 1 flame, 1 best in slot flame. Easy results. Right. Thanks for checking it out. Just a quick update. See you in the next one.